Please note, I have already written a short review about this film on my Instagram account at dwnovel_obsessor. You can follow my Instagram page for more Doctor Who reviews, TV episodes, novels, and occasionally audio dramas. I have decided to make this review into a video format because I want to extend some of the points I briefly touched on in my written review posted on Instagram. For those of you who don't know who BBV Productions are, you most likely would think BBV stands for British Broadcasting Video. But no, BBV stands for Bill and Ben Video. In 1993, BBV Productions released a sci-fi thriller entitled The Airzone Solution. It was directed by Bill Baggs, and the script was written by Nicholas Briggs. Yes, you heard me. Nicholas Briggs. For the new Who fans, that's the same Nick Briggs who voiced the Daleks and the Cybermen from 2005 onwards. And from 2007 to 2020, he voiced the Jadoon. As I mentioned previously, BBV Productions released The Airzone Solution in 1993. This film features a few of the actors who played the Doctor, such as Colin Baker, Peter Davison, Sylvester McCoy, and John Pertwee. Other Doctor Who actors appear in this film: Nicola Bryant, Michael Wisher, and Alan Cummings. Lastly, non-Doctor Who actors such as Heather Tracy and Bernadette Gebhardt appear in this film. This film is okay. The main issue I have with this film is that the audio quality is poor, which means some of the time I am unsure what the characters are saying. However, I did enjoy the times when characters get angry at each other because the dialogue is realistic and audible. Also, the lighting in this film is quite poor as well. Most of the film is either too dark or way too bright, especially in scenes where they are set in the news manager's office. There are some fantastic ideas such as Airzone Corporation itself, a supposed air cleaning company that is brought in by the government to fix the city's poor air quality because of the toxic fumes roaming around the city. However, this company is hiding a dark secret, and the reveal at the end is quite confronting but fascinating at the same time, because this demonstrates that Airzone Corporation is doing nothing to clean the toxic fumes from the air but creating some mutant fish person. Another brilliant idea, but sadly it was poorly executed into the film, is people wearing masks to protect themselves from the toxic fumes. The issue is that none of the main characters are wearing masks as they head outside. Ugh. It's like the characters always thought that the air isn't toxic and it's safe to breathe outside whenever they head outside. The only time in the whole film any of the main characters were wearing masks was when Arnie Davis, played by Colin Baker, and Anthony Stanwyck, played by Sylvester McCoy, are walking down the footpath outside someone's house. But a few seconds later, they just take it off. I'm left thinking, what's the point of wearing a mask if you just wear it for a few seconds and then take it off to speak? Another issue about the masks idea is that during the film, Arnie Davis is speaking to a female fan, and then before he leaves he says, "Make sure you keep wearing that mask." My jaw dropped in amazement, which resulted in me yelling at my laptop screen, "But where's your mask, Colin Baker?" I have briefly talked about John Pertwee's character in my Instagram post, but I would like to extend my thoughts on the character in this review. I know Pertwee's character's name is Oliver Trethewey, but after watching this film the second time, I am still left wondering, what was Oliver's role in the film? He only appears in this film 4 times, but that's not enough to understand his character role in the film. Is he like the Watcher that is featured in the classic Doctor Who episode Legopolis? Or is Oliver Al Dunbar's mentor? The more I thought about these points, I have now come to a conclusion that he's probably both of these things. Here's why. Number 1. Oliver is a mentor to Al, because in the first scene, Oliver is watching Al's documentary about Airzone Corporation, and then after viewing the documentary, Oliver has provided feedback on the documentary and then provided a suggestion for Al to improve on the documentary. Number 2. Oliver is technically a watcher. Before Al leaves, Oliver says to Al, "I shall be watching." That's all Oliver does throughout his role in the movie, appearing the second time peering over Al Dunbar's gate. The third time he meets Arnie and Anthony, saying this quite mysterious dialogue. Not a bit of it. Quite a useful conversation, I imagined. Arnie confusingly replies, "Conversation?" Oliver grins. "With the other fella." Then Oliver politely excuses himself and gently passes through Arnie and Anthony. The last scene Oliver appears was when he approaches Arnie, Anthony, and Ellie Brown, played by Nicola Bryant. Oliver concludes the film by saying to the trio, "Very impressive. I knew you could do it. You can't have overshot yourself in the foot. Al would have approved." I believe Oliver is a fascinating yet mysterious character, but I still don't understand how did Oliver know about Airzone's keynote speech, and Arnie Davis was about to stop it and let Anthony review Airzone's real intentions. That's probably the idea of Pertwee's character. Provide a sense of mystery, and as the film ends, he will leave you questioning. Is Oliver Al Dunbar's wise old messenger? Does he know about Airzone's secrets and wants to send Al Dunbar, played by Peter Davison, Anthony Stanwyck, and Arnie Davis to investigate, with the help of Ellie Brown, Arnie Davis's wife? Additionally, I did briefly touch on Al Dunbar's death in the Airzone lab and how strange that scene was. I'm going to extend that point and mention how did Arnie Davis get a flash of Al's dying body. Arnie has not met or interacted with Al, a major plot hole in the film. I understood why Anthony Stanwyck had a glimpse of the dying body whilst he was driving his car, because he had met and interacted with Al Dunbar prior to his death. Another plot hole that needs to be addressed, there was a scene where Arnie Davis and Sam Flint, played by Nicholas Briggs, are arguing in the manager's office, and then Arnie mentions that Sam knew Al, therefore he should know what Airzone are up to. Here's my issue with this scene. How does Sam know Al? It's never properly explained how Sam knows Al Dunbar. Were these two high school friends? Were Sam and Al buddies at some environmental activist campaign party, or something similar like that? I did enjoy watching the meeting scene where Arnie and Anthony meet Al. The background music is dramatic, yet ominous, that I was on the edge of my seat whilst viewing the scene. The dialogue is brilliant, at that I enjoyed listening to Al speaking in the serious yet calm tone. Lastly, I have briefly talked about the love scenes between Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant in my Instagram post, but I will extend my points and discuss why these were included in the plot of the film. I believe when Bill Baggs was watching Perry Brown and the Sixth Doctor interacted with each other in Doctor Who, he thought to himself, what if I ship these two characters? And Nicola Bryant and Colin Baker pretend to be a couple in my future film projects. When I first saw the two love scenes, I was cringing, yet giggled with amusement. The second time, I didn't mind it, I just watched it without overreacting. So I'll rate this film 3 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed my first review. I'll see you next time for another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!